welcome back to Dubsy Bricks for another Gotham City update. And yesterday I spent the whole day sorting through Lego pieces, and the table is still chocker with unsorted pieces, and that's a job that's going to be ongoing for some time. It's still got a lot of Mandalore that needs to be sorted, but fingers crossed we'll get it done soon enough, because it does make building a lot easier and a lot more pleasurable when you know where everything is. Now, one thing I do want to do this week is sort this side of the table out. I want to get it so that all the Mills plates are down, all the buildings are freestanding, so I can move them around. But I also want it so there's no loose bricks, no loose art plates and things like that just lying around. It's so untidy, and it just, it does my head in sometimes. But yeah, we will get that all sorted. It also is going to help me to visualise where things go in the best place of things, like where will the flatline-esque building go, where will the stock exchange go, and the GCPD and the fire station. And if I can move them around easily without having to move the whole Mills plate, that, as I said, is going to make the job a lot easier. So one of the things I'm going to start off by doing is removing all these buildings from the Mills plates, clear the table off, and then start making those Mills plates. And that's the table all tidied up, and it's much nicer when it's tidy. Really looking forward now to trying to work out what's going to go where. As you can see, the buildings have been rearranged. A few of them are still on their Mills plates. Those are the ones that are a little bit more complicated than just peeling off. But what I want to do now is have a good think about the water. At the moment, I've got the waterfront down on this end. However, I'm considering extending it round here as well. And I don't want it so it's just like an L shape. I want to have it so it goes in and out a little bit as well, to add a little bit more character to the build. And the reason for this thing about adding the water here is whenever I've looked at an image online of Gotham, they always seem to have the waterfront along there, and it's really prominent in the forefront of the picture. So I think it is something that will add a lot of life to this. I was just going to have a road along this section, and to be fair, I think I would sooner have water and the buildings sitting on the waterfront, like you've got a cafe or a bar just here. I think that would look nicer being on the waterfront. And yeah, so that's just something I'm considering at the moment. The other good thing with putting water all the way along here is I could actually separate sections of the city. So you've got the really run down docks area. I could put a stream of water going all the way through, and it even separates Arkham from the actual main part as well. Now, if I did do that, the one thing that it would cause problems with is the subway leading to a Batcave below Arkham. So the bat train, that may end up not happening. I would like to do it, but I do need to make sure that I'm making the city itself look as good as possible, and not just having a bat train in there just purely for having it in there for the sake of it. If the city's going to look better without having that feature, then I would sooner do that. The other thing as well, I want to have water going through the centre, which leads up to the Wayne Tower. And again, I want to have the water next to the GCPD, so I could have that channel going in and then going to the actual Wayne Tower itself. Now, with the Wayne Tower, this is the old Wayne Tower, and I was going to build a second tower. However, I'm just beginning to wonder, do I need two Wayne Towers, an old one and a new one in here? I'm thinking maybe not. And it might be a case of modifying this one so that is the main Wayne Tower. And if I do that, what I'll be doing is keeping the structural idea, like the style of all this at the top, and then modifying the centre section so the train line goes through it. And again, at the bottom here, I could then integrate it into the raised platform area. So that is a plus side. It could work out a lot better doing it that way. So I'm just going to have a think about it. Obviously, I would like to have had the water going all the way around the Wayne Tower, but with it being on the raised platform and the train line, that's not going to happen. But it would be nice just having the water leading up to it. Now, the other thing as well, if I have got the water on the front here, I could have it so it separates the Wayne Manor and the Batcave from the city itself. So again, it's things like that I do think it could add a little bit to it. I'm not on about having a massive section of water through here, because it'd just be wasted base plates, but it would be quite nice just to have a small bit. It feels like Wayne Manor is out of the city itself. So yeah, lots of decisions to make there, and I know I keep changing my mind with this, but it is going to be like that for a little while until I've got a clear vision of what I want it to look like. And I think that one of the problems is there's so much source material, so many different media, whether you're looking at films, TV programs, comics, cartoons, they're all different. And all I need to do is just make this my Gotham, so it's my spin on a great city sort of thing. So we'll carry on experimenting for the time being, and one thing I'm going to do now is just map out the water line down here, then put in the roads where I think they're going to be, and see how that looks. And the plan in the Gotham City is coming along. I put these grey bricks down, and this is where I'm anticipating having the waterfront. So just in front here, it's just a very small bit along there, a little bit deeper there. But as I said, mentioned before, I want it to come in and out just to add a little bit more character to there. So that will be raised up just a little bit, and then it will drop back down as we go more into the centre of the city. I've also outlined the roads where I'm putting them. And what that's going to enable me to do is amend the Mills plate straight away. I've been doing whole Mills plates, and obviously I'm going to be removing half the plates so that the roads can sit inside of it. So I thought, well, might as well do that now, and then I can start to work out how many more Mills plates I need to get made up, complete ones that is, and what ones are going to have roads on there. So got a road just here, which is in front of the fire station, and another one at the back, as the fire engines need to go into there. So the buildings that were previously here, I'll be moving them somewhere else and doing some thinner buildings to go up the top there. The Monarch Theatre, I think, is going to go here. It'll be brought forward. And again, I just need to make it so it is freestanding so I can slide it along. And I think about having Crime Alley in this section here. So this building will be changing altogether. I'll be putting a completely different building on there. So the Flatiron S building will probably be going on the raised platform at the back. Then here we're going to have another channel of water which will lead up to the Wayne Tower. This section here is going to be the whole GCPD, and that's going to change quite a bit. I want to have a car park out the back with the police cars all parked. The height of it's going to be improved as well, and I'm going to be styling it a little bit differently on the outside to what it is at the moment. Now there is a road that's going to be going over there, and I would like to have a road that runs in front of the rundown shops that are on there. Now obviously there isn't that much room, so I may end up pushing that railway line a little bit deeper in if I can do so. So I just need to work out how I go about doing it, and it might mean once again modifying the track there. I have got an idea on it, but I need to find out whether or not it's going to work, so I'll have a play with that before I do any further changes. Then as you come down, there's going to be another area here, which is going to have the courthouse, and I'll put some other buildings around here as well if I can fit them in. Then we've got the stock exchange. So I would like to put some more buildings around this area as well. Obviously this is taking up a large part of the footprint, but there's plenty of room to put another tall building in the side here. And if I do bring it down this way, then I could possibly put one at the other end as well. Now, what I could have done is move that right over into the corner here and done a road at an angle. So again, that is something I could do, but if not, then I just got to work out what I'm going to be putting on the end here. Now, the water comes along and then it will be going in here. So it'll be a channel of water that leads up to there. And here I'm thinking about doing a tunnel which goes through into the raised platform area. Now, I don't think it's actually going to lead anywhere as such, but it's just going to give it a little bit more depth and character to the build. Now, the main road down the centre, that has been moved over to the right a little bit. I just need to put the slip roads that are going off on there. And there'll be also a road which leads over to the raised platform. Now, the raised road will be following this road down the centre, but it is going to veer off to the corner of the table, or at least that's the plan at the moment. But it's really good having this all mapped out, because it is helping a lot with the planning and visualising everything on there. So what we need to do now is have a little play with the train line over the back there to see if there is a way of moving that train line in a little bit further. And there's been a fair bit of change to the support structure here and also the railway track. And here's a picture of what it was like yesterday. I pretty much knocked over all of the pillars on here. And the reason for it was I needed to make more space on this section of the build. After putting the mapping out of the roads down, I realised that the road down the centre, because there's going to be one that's on the actual base level and then there's going to be one that's up high, it was too close to the raised platform, and I needed to fit more stuff in this gap than I had room for. So I needed to make a little bit of space along there. So what I decided to do was do away with the subway line that was going along that side. Now, I didn't want to lose the subway altogether, so what I've done, I've modified the track here, and I think I've come up with a good solution for it. The gap here, that is going to be the subway station. So the subway will leave here, it will go around the loop there, come along here, along the straight, behind the Old Wayne terminus, and then go down this switch track here, along, round this loop, just here, back down here, reuses this bit of track going in the opposite direction, and then it veers off along here and back to the subway station. So it's almost like a figure of 8 layout now. And obviously you've still got the original line that comes along here for Batman going into the Old Wayne terminus. So I'm hoping that that is the best option. And as I said, it's enabled me to bring this over and get the necessary space that I wanted for the future builds. So yeah, we're getting there slowly but surely. It's a shame to have wasted so much time on that. But as I mentioned previously, it's only once I've actually put the stuff there, it helps me to visualize it better. I think, no, that's not working. So I have to redo things, but it's all good. Now, the white bricks here, that's pretty much the height that end of the raised platform is going to be. And all I need to do now is plate it off, tile it off, and bridge the gaps over the railway line. So that shouldn't take too long to do. I do still need to build some more milled plates for this section just here, and then continue the support structure just along the edge there. I've made a start on this side as well, but I've got the mills plates, but I need to sort out some more of my 2x2 bricks. As you'll see, I am trying to keep everything in colours now as opposed to multicoloured. So along most of the edges, you've got the dark bluish grey. Inside, you've got the dark nougat. And then right in the very centre is the lime green colour. Now, the reason for that is I'm thinking when you're going along on the train, if for any reason I was filming something, I wanted there not to be any really weird colours popping out at you. So I think this way you're either going to see the dark bluish grey or the nougat colour. The lime green ones should be tucked in enough for that. But yeah, again, that took a little bit of time just changing a few of those over. And the same with the base plates. All of these now, when you're going along, it is just a darker colour. There's none of the multicolour ones you'll see below the actual train track itself. But yeah, really happy with how this is all coming together now. The next thing I want to work on is the subway station, which will be going just here. And here is the start of the subway station. And I've got a bit more work to do to it. I need to continue building up the steps on the inside. But I need to find out a load of pieces for this. Now, one thing I did do at the beginning was, or one thing I was going to do at the beginning was put a tile down here for a yellow line going across. However, I thought that was going to be a little bit thick, which is why at the beginning of the time I actually saw me ripping all of the platform up and pretty much starting again with the support structures of that. And I think the snot technique here works a lot better, having the thinner line. I will be bringing that line forward by 1 plate. I just need to order some tiles in. So where there's a tile at the moment and then the plate behind, they'll be swapped around colour-wise. And also the 8x bricks here, I'll swap those over for 2x bricks. And that'll keep the lines going as you've got with the tile effect there. Again, it's just a little detail, which I think will look a little bit better. Now, there are some snot bricks on the walls there, and I'll be putting some clips on those and then putting a pole down there as a hand railing, and that'll be on both sides. And the snot bricks on the walls here, they'll be for posters or a clock maybe, or all sorts of things. It might be a map of the subway system. Again, I can work that out later on. Now, one thing I will be doing is swapping out some of these bricks for different colours, put some graffiti on the wall and bits and pieces, just to give it a little bit more variation. But again, it's one of those things that I just need to find all the pieces out before I can do so. But due to the way that I'm building this, it is going to be an easy change when I get round to doing it. With these pillars here, I'm considering changing those to circular. But again, that's another part I would need to order in if I do want to go down that route. Looking forward to doing the arches that are going to go around the railway track. I did move the railway track back by 1 stud the whole way around, and it does mean that I am going to have to amend that road just there, push that back by 1 stud, but it is going to be a very quick fix. And the reason for that is I wanted to have 3 studs free along this edge just here, so I could put pillars coming up. The way I had it at the moment, it just wasn't going to work. It would only enable me to put 1 stud of brick there due to the width of the trains. But yeah, we'll get that all sorted. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this update. If you have, please remember to give us a big thumbs up. If you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content on the channel. And if you know anybody else you think could be interested in building Gotham, if you could share the channel with them, it'd be much appreciated. Anyway, thanks for walking by, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.